Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House, and welcome to Walk In Angel Ariel's weekly wisdom for this upcoming week of September 11th through September 17th, 2022. My name is Claire Candy Huff, and my name is also Angel Ariel, as I had an angelic walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003, which I write about in my award-winning #1 Amazon International best-selling book, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the autobiography of Angel Ariel. I'd like to welcome back my loyal subscribers, my followers. It's lovely to be in your energies once more, and thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And for those who are new and have found the Claire Candy Huff YouTube channel for the very first time, let me share a little bit about myself. Through my full-time business, for the past 20 years, my business is Angel Healing House. I'm a Reiki master teacher, having taught hundreds and hundreds of Reiki practitioners and master teachers around the world. I am also an intuitive counselor, a clairvoyant psychic tarot card reader. I also do past life clearings and ancestral healings, and also those wonderful restorative, recharging Reiki energy healings as well. If you're interested in any of my services, please go to the Angel Healing House website, which is angelhealinghouse.com, or you can phone 831-277-3716, and that's Pacific Standard Time, as we're in beautiful Santa Monica, California, and all of those contact details are in the description box down below. I'd like to send a big thank you to all those who have made donations to my PayPal account for my free weekly content, and if you would like to make a donation, I've left my PayPal link in the description box down below with all of my contact details. Now, here on Walk In Angel Ariel's weekly wisdom every week, we do pull tarot cards and we do pull oracle cards to see what extra messages there are for the coming week. But before we do that, we look into the astrological heavens to see what planetary energies will be affecting us. And there were many that were kind of combined and clumped together yesterday. Now, yesterday, September the 9th, we had Mercury going retrograde, where it will stay for the next 3 weeks before moving forward. And my angelic family, who I am part of, we are known as the Posse of Angels, we can hear some of your thoughts, and some of you are possibly saying, not another Mercury retrograde, and we can't really blame anyone for having those thoughts, with the increased possibility of communication being misinterpreted, letters and information of all kinds and packages and deliveries, the possibility of getting diverted or lost. It's probably not the best time to travel, as there could be an increase in holdups, annoying disruptions to our itineraries, and things like that. Now, in addition, with the reversal of the planet of communication, our technology, which we rely on to receive much of our communication, could play up, with emails getting lost in cyberspace and our computers, phones, tablets playing up and breaking down. So, do remember, just in case, to back up all of your data. Now let's talk about the blessings of Mercury retrograde. And many of you are saying, are there blessings to it? Because Mercury retrograde slows us down, our lives in general, it gives us the opportunity to take a good look around and see where we were previously so busy that we didn't have time to attend to certain areas of our lives. With it giving us space and time, because a lot of our projects, a lot of things slow down, it's a great time to declutter our lives. Clean out those drawers, clean out the closets, clean out any toxic relationships you might have in your life. It gives us a chance to review, to re-edit, to revisit formerly started projects, to clean them up, complete them, making sure they're the best that they can be for when the energy starts up again and starts to move forward in October. These projects can be presented in the best way possible to the world. One thing in particular, which I love about Mercury retrograde, is that people from my past so often come back into my life. Now, because I have brought closure through unconditional love and forgiveness to all of those past relationships, I don't quiver and quake at the thought of anybody from the past coming back into my life again. But for instance, a dear friend of ours who I have not seen for 2 years came over for dinner just a few nights ago. But if there are people from your past that do come back again, and there are things that still need to be resolved, that's why they're coming back, for us to revisit and review the relationship so that we can find closure through forgiveness, compassion, empathy, unconditional love, and all of those things, so that we're not triggered by them in the future. Now, although there are many who say categorically not to sign contracts under a Mercury retrograde because of the possibility of miscommunications, life must go on. Life can't stop. But the caution is that if one does have to sign a contract of any sort, you're buying a new car, you're buying a new home, make sure that all the T's are crossed and make sure that all the I's are dotted and that you get another set of eyes. And it would be advisable, if those eyes were through legal representation, to look over any contracts that you're signing. Now, happening at the same time as this Mercury retrograde, we have today, on September 10th, a magical harvest moon in the emotional sign of Pisces. Now, it's called the harvest moon because of its proximity to the equinox, which is happening on the 22nd. And it does herald a beautiful time to magically bring to fruition and physical manifestation the fulfillment of our intentions and wishes and all of those things that we want to harvest. With this Pisces full harvest moon finally bringing in new information, new opportunities, new connections, that will be the first inkling of great change of direction in many people's physical lives, there's a greater reason that it will be occurring under a Mercury retrograde, holding back many of us to take action physically. This is giving us much needed a time to emotionally adjust to a new world, to a new life. There are many enlightened, conscious people that have awakened to the realization that so much of what we have been told has been built on lies and deception. With so many previously trusted systems, the education, the pharmaceutical, the medical, the banking systems, the food industries, that were all built on very dark agendas of greed and corruption, we now see that they are crumbling as they can no longer be supported in a world that is transforming into a world of truth, justice, and light. Now, the conscious collective is experiencing old patterns, old belief systems, and previous programming being released from our bodies, both physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's being released from our subconscious and the entire planet. Now, the shattering of our illusions can be very difficult to speak about, especially with our support systems or former support systems that we came to depend on through family and friends, and they may have very different opinions and very different belief systems to us. Many who are awakened are struggling with this energetic disconnection from loved ones, as it seems that they and their loved ones are living on totally different worlds. Now that many in the awakened collective have mentally wrapped their heads around what is happening, they're starting to realize this from an emotional standpoint. which will be the final letting go and resolving of this comprehension of the betrayal on this planet. That is where the deeply emotional Pisces full moon, in combination with Mercury retrograde, is coming to our assistance, because it's allowing us to feel and deeply understand the changes that we're going through, not solely with our minds, but with our emotions. One cannot figure out or intellectualize away feelings of betrayal, anger, resentment, treachery, or having been deceived, for if that's all that is done, then there'll be a disconnect between our minds, which are our mental body, and our emotional body, our heart. And when one resides in the frequencies of the fifth dimension and higher, one has achieved a perfect balance of mind, body, and soul. This 3-week period during this Mercury retrograde allows us the space and time to go within and see many of us really experiencing how we feel about all the revelations and the changes in the world. This could bring up feelings of instability, anger, and even grief inside of us. We might be grieving for a world before we were awakened, in which we thought that these systems, those agencies like the Food and Drug Administration, the Center for Disease Control, the WHO, the World Health Organization, and even our governments were there to protect us and work for our health and well-being. We may have been able to wrap our heads mentally around all the lies and deceptions that have been revealed over the past 2 years, but as a collective, we are now being able to access the deep emotions of what that betrayal feels like. It could have many experiencing rage and again outright anger as we process these deep, deep feelings. Once we've acknowledged our part in giving our power away to these organizations and allowing them to rule over our lives with no questions asked, and we release any thoughts of being victims to them, once we thank this monumental shift over the last 2 years, causing events and teaching us this most important lesson about maintaining our sovereign independent rights, then and only then can we bless this in the first place for starting the whole world to finally wake up to what was going on and release it from having any detrimental effect ever on our lives again. Now, the posse of angels wishes to share that grieving, whether it's for a loved one who has fallen prey and passed away to dark, unimaginable deeds and crimes against humanity, or grieving a part of us that no longer exists, is not something that we need to push through, and get to the other side, as there is no other side, and there is no pushing either. With grief, many say that time heals all wounds. Well, this might be true, as time acts like an absorption, which gives us time to adjust and accept the changes. But grief is never something that we ever complete, as it becomes an element of who we are, forever altered to see ourselves in the reflection of our experience that will forever define who we are. The deep emotional revelations that many will feel at this time is moving us into a reflective, deep, trusting place where we know that if we're going to manifest a beautiful new world of light, of joy, love, peace, and unity, then it is we who must unify all parts of our individual selves and bring all of those scattered and shattered illusions of ours back to unconditional love, forgiveness, peace, and unity within. And once we do that, we start to create unity in our external world. This time in history of the planet, when so many spiritual warriors, light workers, star seeds, walk-ins like yourself, who contracted and signed on to liberate our beloved Mother Gaia, this will be spoken about in the universe for all time, as it will be one of the greatest defining moments in the universe. And to think, your love and your light contributed to this monumental transformation. So let's go to our cards and see what comes out. I'll just stretch over here. These are beautiful cards which I bought this week. They're the Runic Oracle Odyssey, and they are just divine. Beautiful, beautiful gold on them, and they have all the runes around the rune symbols around the edges. Just an absolutely beautiful deck. And the rune card that came out for us, there's the back of them. They're just beautiful cards. The rune card that came out to give us some more additional messages was this card. And it's the rune of movement and travel. Now, this is a card of confirmation, of liberation and freedom, overcoming difficulties so that we can, once Mercury does move forward, we can have some movement, travel, and journey on in life, as we're now free to receive the opportunities and connections for us to make new decisions and to find new things and new ways in which we will be serving. But the posse of angels wish for us to know that this liberation is not a result of something removed in front of us, but a freedom that comes, and it will come, this freedom of movement and travel. It comes through our internal spiritual evolution, because as we know, in order for our realities to change, it is we who must free ourselves to change within. And I love that it has a ship on there, and it reminds me of the Six of Swords in the tarot deck, which is moving on to smoother waters. So Rido is the card of movement. It's the card of traveling. Because of the events of this week, many people say that we have reached an end of a cycle, a very dark cycle in the history of planet Earth, and that we are stepping into a very, very bright, wonderful, transformative time of peace and prosperity, light, truth, and justice coming to the planet. So that's what we're moving towards. So thank you, Rido, for coming in. The next card comes from, and I don't have it at the moment. Let me just reach for it. Because I like to show you the boxes where the cards come from. This is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. The next card that came out to give us additional message was the Oracle card of Mermaid's Love. And it's a 24. I just mentioned the number 6, which is the number of harmony, of balance, of a smoother ride, of a stronger foundation. This is all about partnerships, supporting us, and of course, love. Many of us are going to be stepping into new ways of serving, and we're going to be drawing our new partnerships to ourselves. Could be romantic. In many cases, this is for our careers and our jobs, new ways for us to serve. Because the conscious collective is now releasing all of those illusionary pieces of themselves that went counter to their divine eternal natures, many now feel a new sense of support because they are now supporting themselves with light, and not repressing themselves through any separation and division of any kind, something that we were programmed to perpetuate in the past. The mermaid being of the ocean signifies our grounded physical side, human side, and the man with the feathers on his back, the man angel, signifies the heavenly side of ourselves. And our inner dialogue, our inner communication, and our unconditional love and forgiveness, all of these things are bringing together all the parts of us, the physical human side and also the spiritual etheric side. We can now come home to marrying both of those aspects of ourselves as we evolve into new beings of light, crystalline light here on planet Earth. So that's a beautiful, beautiful card of coming together. Again, the coming together in movement. It's funny that the movement cards are coming up when Mercury retrograde is a time when things do slow down. But this, as I said, this is about internalizing this movement. Once we feel wholly free and liberated inside, then we will draw to ourselves the communications, the emails, the phone calls, the way that people will get in touch with us to offer us those opportunities and those things that will open up new directions for us to serve, new directions, new locations for us to live in, and that will then move forward when Mercury moves forward in October and towards the end of the year. Let's go to the Sacred Forest cards by Denise Lynn. These are beautiful cards. And the Posse of Angels asked me if I would just pick 5 cards and then tell a story with them. So these are the 5 cards. These are the 5 cards. And let's start off with Once Upon a Time. Once upon a time, there was a very dark, dark world. It started off with started off with the civilizations of light and of unity and peace and prosperity with Lemuria and Atlantis. And then because of greed and corruption and the altering of our DNA, what happened was that a very small group of people then were able to enslave humanity for eons and eons of time. But what has happened now is we have come to that end of enslavement. We have come to the end of that cycle. And Raven Spirit is coming out with look at that light that is being birthed on the planet and all of that truth coming out to allow us now to walk in to the light, walk into a very, very different beloved planet with new structures and new systems that are either being created to replace the old or being completely overhauled, to be able to not just work for a few people on the planet, but work for everyone. So that's beautiful, Raven Spirit. Next, with truth comes freedom. How many times were the words truth and liberation and freedom mentioned? We have, look at that, we have a beautiful eagle. Now we are bold. Now we are courageous. Now we are brave. Certainly, even if you were the most spiritual aware person, the last 2.5 years certainly affected all of us on some level. And it created great strength within us. Oh, look, I just saw the unicorn. They drew my attention to the unicorn here over in the corner. And it's in the corner because this boldness in us is creating the magic, And look at the light in both of those cards. Stunning, stunning light, growing exponentially in every moment on this beautiful planet of ours that is transmuting and transforming into a planet of light. I love that it's the number 13. 13 is the number of the divine feminine. And it was always one of the most powerful, magical, good luck numbers that there ever was. But the patriarchal, controlling people, they saw how powerful the divine feminine was, and so they made 13 an unlucky number. And so it was throughout eons of time, and steered us away from the power and the magic of number 13. And that magic is within each and every one of us. So truth comes out and brings freedom. Then, as we're hopping along the path, what that freedom does, it brings in change. And it also brings in and shatters illusions. Now, the dragonfly is about is about change, and it's about shattering illusions and being able to see through illusions. And what's going to happen in dragonfly spirit is it's going to open up that flow of, look at those blossoming flowers of abundance and prosperity for us. What we're going through now is putting to rest subconsciously that lack and trauma and fear that was instilled in us from those Atlantis and Lemurian days. And we are going to be stepping into a time of prosperity and abundance. And it's a 12 card. We go from 13 to 12, so it's a progression. So, and it's also saying it's that 1 and 2 is 3. So over the next 3 weeks, it's just coming to terms of stepping into more of our divine consciousness, more of those integration of those higher frequencies, so that when we're offered those new things coming in, it will bring in new change for us to then fly to. So that's dragonfly spirit. The next one is stability. Okay, this is a very grounded energy. It's not just earth spirit. They want us to, connect with the trees, connect with the flowers, connect with the fairies, connect with the grass, the earth, the soil, the minerals, the crystals. We are no different from them. And the more we connect with them, the more our energies will be grounded, and the more then we can manifest on this new planet of light, which is really, really important, because we're going from carbon-based bodies to crystalline bodies. And the higher our vibrational frequency, the more we really do need to ground into Mother Earth there. And the last one is Bluebird spirit. This is bringing a great deal of happiness and joy to many as we look around us. And these are the things that many in the Conscious Collective have been asking for. They've been asking for a world of unity, a world of peace, a world of equality, a world of love, a world in which everyone has shelter and food and clothing, and they get to do what they love doing. And this is not just a pipe dream of a utopian society. It is something that has been foretold, the golden age of peace and prosperity, and will bring so much happiness in. And it's a number 7. 7s are a very lucky number, but 7s are also of doing the work of the divine, where each of us get to do what has been seeded in our soul. So let's go to my tarot cards and see what comes out. I was asked several times last week what deck I'm using, and this is my deck. This is the Angel Healing House Tarot deck. And yes, that's me on the back. And they're my designs, which I created, and I worked with a wonderful Polish artist to bring them into physical creation. And it's a very much labor of love over 3 years. So, and hopefully we'll have a deck in hand, hopefully by the end of this year, so that you can have one of these decks as well. It's beautiful. So let's see, Posse of Angels, what other messages do we have for this week? Okay, and let's see. Let's give it a bit of a shuffle. Shuffle. Oh, that one flew out. That one flew out too. Any others flying out? Please bear with me. That one flew out. That one flew out. You got one more? You got one more for me? I did say 5, and there you go. Okay. First card that flew out for us is the 4 of Swords. This is the time of taking time out. It's the time of reflection. It's the time of stillness. Certainly in a Mercury retrograde, when life does slow down, it is, yes, it's getting us to, finish and those things that we've been procrastinating, but it's also giving us a time out to rest, to heal. And with this bringing up those memories about ending of a cycle, when we were thrown into being enslaved and controlled. And now that we're out of that, now that we're finally out of that, many people are healing and do take the time out. Self-care is not selfish. And meditate and rest and go out in nature and connect with nature. And the 4 is about more stability, more security, more balance in your life. So that's the first card that's coming out for us. The next card that flew out was the 3 of Wands. Now, we will see the 3 is, over this 3-week period, we will start to see our ships coming in. Just the first inkling of it. They're still, as I said, that information and those emails and those phone calls could come in and give us the information that we need so that when the movement is forward in October, we can start moving forward. But the white dog in my card is telling us trust, faith. You would not have been given all that you have been given and all those intuitive messages to do what you do for them not to go anywhere. Not now doesn't mean not ever. And it is coming. So what we can do is we can say thank you. Thank you for whatever that is, because immediately when we have that intention or wish, desire, and we ask for it, it appears on the etheric plane. It just has to wait for the how and the when, the providence of God, Source, Creator, and angels to bring it to us. So, and it's on the horizon. It's really coming in very, very soon. Next card that's coming for us is a Tower. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, not the Tower! Look at those mice. Those mice are going. Oh, there's fire in the Tower." Those mice are running around. But the thing I love about the Tower card is there are going to be revelations and there are going to be disclosures about the crimes against humanity and the heinous things that people have done. And yes, this will be very disturbing. But in order for us to reach the other side, these things must be acknowledged. They must be brought out of the darkness in order for them to be acknowledged, in order for us to finally see them for what they are, so that we can finally start healing from them. The thing that I love most about the Tower card is when it appears in the reading, that just means that what was built on something beforehand is no longer working, and it needs to be broken down and eradicated, so it can be eradicated, so that the new can come in. And this just means that the new is coming in on the horizon. Next card that we see is another 3, which is the 3 of Cups. It's a celebration card, yes. But they're also saying that this is the soul tribe that's coming in. This is those people that will encourage us and help us, and maybe with financially helping us, or it may be helping us through support with our projects, or offering us jobs or opportunities or things like that, to then set our feet on a new way of serving, set our feet on the path of new way of serving, and bringing in that celebration of being shown that new way to serve. And the next card that's coming out for us is the Sun card. This is the joyous, radiant new world. And it's interesting that this card, which we spoke about, and that came to us, where did it go? Oh, there it is. There's the bluebird spirit. And look at all the bluebirds of happiness on my Sun card. She even has a little bluebird on her finger. So that's the outcome. The outcome is sunny, and it's bright, and it's illuminating. It's illuminating a new world of light coming in for us. So beautiful, beautiful messages. Thank you for those. Okay, let's go to, sorry all my cards are over here. Excuse me, stretching over here. But as we do every week, let's finish off with our Making Magic cards. What are you going to do that's magical this week? You're going to go out and speak to the fairies. Ask them what wonderment or enchantment that you can connect with. Maybe you're going to be creating something. My husband and I are working with the printer and getting my deck just right, so that when it goes to print, everything will be spot on. Maybe you're going to be painting and drawing this week. Perhaps you'll be playing a musical instrument, composing some music. There's nothing that is better for us to give to our inner child. The Sun card is often in my deck the inner child card, in many decks too, because this is giving to our inner child, where we can give ourselves time to have that creative expression, whether that's gardening or craft work, or singing, all of those things that we just feel. We feel like we're connecting to the divine and opening up that channel. One more posse of angels. Okay, if it doesn't come out this time, I'm going to choose it. That's not a threat, but okay, they're just saying, okay, open it up and choose it. I'll choose this one. Okay. First card, Felix Felicitas. Power symbol to create luck, serendipitous and synchronistic events. So, because we're coming home to ourselves and we're finding the treasure which was always inside of us, it was never outside of us, more and more magical synchronicities are going to happen in our lives. The clearer we are inside, and my Angel Healing House clients, after they receive those re-energizing, restoring, and recharging Reiki energy sessions with me, they just feel so clear inside, and they say that now they're seeing the world through new eyes, because it's like this film has been taken off, and they can experience the real magic of life. The next card that's coming up with us is Labyrinth. Transition to a higher level of being. What did I say? I said about closing the cycle of the dark eons of time, and now we're stepping into the light, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. You can't make this stuff up. So that's where we're going. We're stepping into that. And then the next card is the power symbol: cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body. Okay, so in the rest of this month of Virgo season, it ends on September 22nd when we go into Libra season, my birthday season. But in Virgo is all about taking care of our health and really grounded, pragmatic, practical things that we can do. So really, whether that's attend to your, healthy diets or exercise, or all of those things that get our physical bodies nice and strong. Because when Mercury goes forward and when we're called to serve, you want to be rested and you want to be at your utmost health to be able to step into those new ways to serve. And they want me to look under the deck. Thanks, guys. Abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune, and lucky chances. That's the second word, luck, that we've gotten. I'm wishing you so much love and angel blessings. I would wish you good luck, but you're making your own luck. You are your own luck. And the more that you realize and clear yourself inside, and the more you realize that you are the treasure that you're seeking, then you start to create and manifest a reality of abundance and prosperity and wealth and riches and everything you possibly could imagine. Go out, everyone, and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. I wish you love and angel blessings. Do remember, you can always find me on Angel Healing House Blog Talk Radio show, now in its 11th year. And I would love you to call in for a free mini angel reading. I've given away thousands and thousands of readings over these last 11 years. And as I said, that's on every Thursday. It's a weekly show every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you're interested in any of my services, please do go to angelhealinghouse.com. And that number is 831-277-3716 Pacific Standard Time. And that information is in the in the description box down below. So love, and as always, angel blessings. And I do look so forward to speaking with you again next week, everyone. Bye.